Hello to my Sounds True family. I hope you're all doing well at this time, and it's crazy, isn't it? And I have had a lot to sit with myself, as I'm sure you all have. I'll tell a little story. When my first book came out with HarperCollins in 2009, Long Shot, it was in the recession. And I told myself a story. Oh, look, once again, the world's out to get me. The universe is conspiring against me. I'm a victim, very strong victim archetype. And here I am, 11 years later, with a wonderful opportunity for a do-over. That the very same week that my book that I love and I'm very proud of was released is the very same week that it all comes crashing down. The recession and my speaking engagements and my book tour, everything shuts down. And I could very easily go back into victim mode and fail to learn the lesson. And so I have a lot of gratitude for a do-over, to walk my talk, to walk in beauty with all the lessons I've learned, that 90% of the world chooses to operate in fear, like I did for a long time. And now I choose to operate in trust, accepting and flowing as I preach in the New Alpha Male, as all great athletes do with what we're given. And that's how we find ways to win instead of fighting what is. And accepting and flowing this opportunity to adapt. And as you've heard me say, the ability to adapt, that's perseverance. Stubbornness is the inability to adapt. And we're being all asked to adapt right now. And it's not easy. It's not fun. But that's what alphas do. And may we find this time to sit with ourselves, and as we're being asked to pause and reflect and be intimate with ourselves. And there's a fine line between being responsible and reacting in fear and being irresponsible, obviously. We want to be in the middle of making sure we wash our hands and social distance ourselves, especially if we've been traveling like I have. And at the same time, acknowledging the truth that fear is more dangerous than the virus itself. Fear and the belief of scarcity and the belief that everything isn't working out for a greater good. And here's how I challenge everyone to work through this time, which is to go into the greater whole. Think in the greater whole, as Bert Hellinger would say. That opportunities like this force a lot of people to either go really myopic, completely abandoning the tribe, when it's also a beautiful time to see to the greater whole. Meaning, through all my travels around the world, I've contracted so many viruses. There was one day, it was Puerto Rico, my eyes were sealed shut for an entire day and they thought I had Zika. And I could go into a belief that this world's a scary place, or accept that that's part of the deal, that we're merely guests of Mother Earth at this time. And just like that, she can wipe us out if she wants to. This doesn't make me live in fear. It allows me to live with the humility of knowing that I am a guest, and living in the humility that it is my choice to show up every day understanding how insignificant I am. And with that comes power. With that comes clarity of knowing that I am just a piece of the greater whole. And I say this with true acceptance that after all precautions have been taken, being responsible with my hygiene and everything, if I get wiped out, or if my father, who's a high-risk person, gets wiped out, understanding that that is part of the deal. And may we bow to that with humility, as again, we're just guests here on Mother Earth. And so I hope these words share some healing insight and bring you some calm. And may you know that's where I will be holding space. Trusting this, maneuvering through it with fluidity like a gladiator does. Bending and bowing to all that is and all that will be. I love you all, and I wish you peace at this time. And for heaven's sakes, open up your curtains, get some sunlight in, get some vitamin D going. Use it as a wonderful time to really bow to the greater whole. Thank you. I'll speak to you soon.